Welcome to Kendra's Artistic Crochet Designs, and today we are going to be making the first diamond of our October um, um, blanket, um, calendar blanket. So in this one we're going to be making the jack-o'-lantern diamond. So let's get started on that. We are going to be using orange and a dark blue background. And of course you're going to need yellow for the mouth and the eyes and the nose, and green for the stem. So we're going to start out with orange, and also I am still using my 6mm hook. So we are going to chain 2, and in the second chain from the hook we're going to single crochet and then put 2 double crochets in that same chain. And that is called a falling leaf stitch, and that is also classified as one square. Okay, this is also row 1 because row 1 has one square in it. So chain 2 and turn, and again in the second chain from the hook we're going to put that falling leaf stitch in there. And then we're going to skip the next 2 stitches, which those are doubles, and in this last stitch, which is a single, and you'll always be working in a single, we're going to put another falling leaf stitch in there. Okay, and that is row 2, and you should have 2 squares in row 2. Alright, so now in row 3 we're going to chain 2 and turn, and we're going to start our falling leaf stitch in that second chain from the hook. And then we're going to bring in our dark blue. So you'll find the end of it. Alright, so the second double crochet I did not finish it. So this is what we do. We're going to put the second double crochet in here, and you're going to go through 2. Not going to finish that because we're going to change colors here. And so we're going to finish it with our blue so that we'll be ready to work with the blue next. Okay, again, we're skipping 2, and then in that third stitch, which is a single crochet, you're going to put with the blue another falling leaf stitch. But we're not going to finish it either, that last double crochet in the blue, and we're going to go back to our orange, which I had carried with me, and we're going to leave the blue behind, skipping 2, and then doing with the orange, then we're going to put a falling leaf stitch in that last stitch. And that is what row 3 looks like. So you should have orange, dark blue, orange. Okay. So chain for row 4 we're going to chain 2 and turn. And you'll always start every row with the chain 2 and turn, and you'll always start every row with a falling leaf stitch in the second chain from the hook. Alright, but this time we're going to put 2 blue in the middle of the 2 oranges. So we're going to switch over to blue. We're going to we're going to do our falling leaf stitch, and then again skipping the 2 doubles and going into that last, or going into the next one, which is a single, we're going to put another blue in, and then you always going to carry this orange with you. And then we're going to go back to our orange and put the orange in the last stitch right here. And this is how we will begin and end every row from here on out. Okay, so this thing, it increases all by itself. Okay, as long as you're doing your two chains and starting in that second chain from the hook. So we're going to do, we have to do this exact same thing. Like in row 5, you will have 3 blue in between these 2 oranges. In row 6, you will have 4 blue. You're going to keep doing that until you get to row 10, and you should have 8 blue in between these 2 oranges. Okay, so then we will be back for row 9. I mean row 11. Okay, so this is what it should look like. You should have 10 rows. And we have this orange, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blue, and an orange at the end. So you should have a total of 10 squares. Okay, so we're going to chain 2 and turn for 11 now, for row 11. And we're going to start out with the orange at like normal. And then we're going to, the next 3 are blue. So there's 2. And then 3. Okay, so 3 blue, 3 orange, and then we will go back to 3 blue again, and we're going to finish this off with 3 blue and 1 orange at the end. And that'll finish off this row. And then we're going to chain 2 and turn for row 12. This is what row 11 should look like. All right, so let's start out with our orange again. And then we need our blue. And so we need 2 blue. I'm just calling it blue, but everybody can see that it's a dark blue. And then we're going to go back to the orange again. And we're going to put 7 orange in here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right, and then we're going to go back to our blue, and we're going to finish off this row by putting 1 blue and 1 orange at the end.
When it sits out there for a couple hours, it just dries right up.
All right, and so that is what row 13 looks like. All right. Or was that? No, that was row 12. I need to mark these rows off so I know where I'm at. All right. Now we're going to start 13. All right, so let's start off with the orange. And then we're going to put a blue in. All right, and then we need to put 8 orange in next. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4,
Hey, Nicholas, your dad should be coming. You can bring that bowl out if you're done.
5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we need 2 blue and a dark and an orange at the end. And that finishes off this row. Alright, so there is what row 13 looks like. And we'll mark it off. Alright, chain 2 and turn. And then we're starting off with the orange again. And then we need our blue. And we need 2 blue next. And then we'll go to the orange, and we need to put 9 orange in next. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we want 1 blue and 1 orange here at the end, and that will finish off this row. Okay, and that's what row 14 looks like. So we'll mark that row off. Chain 2 and turn. And we'll start off with the orange, and then we need to put 1 blue next. And then we're switching back over to the orange, and we need to put 10 orange in next. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we need to finish off this row by putting 2 blue and an orange at the end. Okay, and that's what row 15 looks like. Knock that row off. So let's chain 2 and turn and start out row 16 with the orange as usual. And then we need to put 2 blue in. So there's 1, and 2. And then we're going to switch back over to the orange and put 10 orange in. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and this is 10. And then we're going to finish off this row by putting 2 blue and an orange at the end. So there's one blue. And two. There we go. So that's row 16 and what it should look like. And mark it off and get ready for row 17. Alright, so we're going to chain 2 and turn and start out with our orange as usual in row 17. So now we need to go to blue and put 2 blue in. So there's 1. 2. And now we need 11 orange. So there's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. And then we're going to change over to blue and put 2 blue in and an orange at the end. And that should finish off this row. Alright, and that is what row 17 looks like. Alright, we'll mark that off and get ready for row 18. In row 18, we're going to be bringing in our yellow because we're going to start working on the face of the jack-o'-lantern. So we're going to chain 2 and turn and start out with our orange as usual. And then we're going to put 2 blue in there's 1. And 2. And then we're going to switch back over to our orange. And we need to put 5 orange in. So there's 1. 2. 3. 4.
Maybe she's not there. I don't know where she is.
5. Then we're going to bring in
The baby?
our yellow. She should be in the kitchen vents.
She's not there, Anthony.
All right.
I don't know where she is.
All right, so now we need 3 yellow. Next. So there's 1. Two. And 3. Now we have our orange. And we need.
Did you get the baby?
No, Vince.
Huh?
I'm videotaping.
Oh.
So there's 1. We need 4 orange next. 2. 3. And 4. And then we need 2 blue. Oh, we need to bring that orange with us. Don't leave that behind. We need 2 blue and an orange to finish off this row.
I found her sitting there between the refrigerator and that. You give her some time, she'll be coming to it.
All right, so this is what row 18 looks like, or should look like. I'm going to mark it off. In row 19, we're going to chain 2 and turn. And we'll start out with the orange, as usual. All right, and then now we need 3 blue next. So there's 1. 2. And 3. Then we can go back to our orange and put 5 orange in. So there's 1. 2. 3. 4. And then on this 5th orange, we're going to bring this yellow up so we can use it next. Alright. So now we need 3 yellow. So there's 1. 2. And 3. And then we need, we're going to leave that yellow behind and put 4 orange in. So there's 1. 2. 3. And 4. Then we're going to our blue, and we're going to put 2 blue and an orange at the end. So there's 1. 2. And then our orange up here at the end. Alright, so there is row 19 finished and what it should look like. Row 20 is next. Chain 2 and turn. And we're starting out with an orange as usual. And then we need to put 2 blue in. So there's 1. And 2. And then we're going back to our orange and we need to put 5 orange in. So there's 1. 2.
She smelled her food. I put her down by it. She smelled it. That's all I can do. She smelled it.
3.
She's over there by the girl she's playing now, so let her play.
4, and 5. Then we need to go to our yellow, and we're going to put 1 yellow in this time. All right, and then go back to our orange, and we're going to put 7 orange in. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then switching over to our blue, we need to finish this row off with 3 blue and an orange at the end. All right, and there is what row 20 looks like. So we will be back for row 21 in a moment. All right, so for 21, we're going to chain 2 and turn. And we're going to start out with our orange. And then switch over to our blue. And this time we're going to put 4 blue in. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to switch back over to orange. So now we need 2 orange. And then 1 yellow. And then we're going to go back to the orange, but we're going to need to carry this yellow with us. We're going to need 3 orange next. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to switch back over to the yellow. And we need 3 yellow. So there's 1, 2, three. All right, so now we need 3 orange next. One, well, there's 2, there's 3 now. And then we're going to go back to the blue, and we need 3 blue and an orange at the end to finish off this row.
Your dad wanted to know what time you were leaving, Bob. What, 7:30? Okay. I'll tell you to leave before 7:30.
And then here's our orange. And that is row 21. And we're going to chain 2 and turn. And then we're going to start with the orange again. And then we're going to go to blue and put 3 blue in next. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to switch over to the orange again and put 4 orange in. One, 2,
Oh, she's here. She's back out playing.
3, and 4. Then we're going to bring the yellow up. We need to put one yellow in.
She'll come around. She's looking at you, Anthony. Look. She's looking at you.
And then go back to the orange. Put 4 orange in. We got to bring this yellow with us, though. Make sure you have that yellow and the blue with you.
I mean, is it moving? Yes or no? Not driving, but everything else. Okay, not even. So it's like, you know how. I'll try to remember to look at it. I want to get past it.
So there's 1. 2. 3. 4. Then we're going back to the yellow. So then we're going to put 1 more yellow in. Now we're done with the yellow. We'll leave it there. Go back to the orange and put 3 orange in. And then we're going to switch over to the blue and put 4 blue and an orange at the end. So there's 1. 2. 3. 4. Then we'll finish it off with the orange. Alright, so there's row 22 and what it should look like. Let's mark it off. Alright, so row 23. So let's chain 2 and turn. And start out with the orange. And then we need 5 blue next, right after the orange. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to switch over to orange and put 2 orange in. So there's 1 and 2 here. And then we need to switch over to yellow and put 2 yellow in. So there's 1 and 2. And go back to the orange. And put 1 orange in. And then go back to the yellow and put 1 yellow in. And then back to the orange. And we're going to put 1 orange in. And then back to the yellow. And we need to put 2 yellow in. And then we're done with the yellow in this row, and so we're going to go back to the orange, and we need 4 orange next. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we need 3 blue and an orange to finish off this row. Alright, and there is row 23 and what it should look like. Let's mark it off. "24", we're going to chain 2 and turn. Alright, and then we start out with the orange, and we need 4 blue next. One, 2, 3, and 4. Then we got to go to the orange, and we're going to put 3 orange in next. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Then we need our yellow, and we need to put 1 yellow in next. And then go back to the orange, and we need 2 orange. So there's 1, and 2, and then back to the yellow, and then 1 more yellow again. All right, back to the orange again, and we need to put 1 orange in, and then back to the yellow, and we're putting 2 yellow in. And then we'll leave that behind and go back to the orange. We need 3 orange. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then we need to finish this row off with 5 blue and an orange at the end. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then finish this off with orange at the end. And that is what row 24 looks like. So we'll mark it off. All right, chain 2 and turn for row 25. And we're going to start off this with the orange. And then bring the blue in, and we need 6 blue. So there's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. And then now we need 2 orange. Two. And then we need yellow.
Grandma, you go put your car away. Kendra.
I'm busy, Vince.
Hey, when are you going to put your car? Because I want to put the door down before dark.
So 1 yellow. And then we need 2 orange.
Well, she played that spot the most she's played, Anthony. You know?
And then 2 yellow. And then back to the orange again. We need 1 orange and 1 yellow. And then we're done with that yellow. We need 4 orange. And then we need to finish this row off by putting 4 blue and an orange at the end. So this is what row 25 looks like, and you should have 25 squares at the end of this row. I'll mark that off. Okay, so this ends this video. When we come back tomorrow, we will be decreasing on both ends to make a couple more corners, and we'll start out with row 26 and to finish up our diamond. So our diamond is halfway done, and this is what it looks like. So cool looking. All right, I want to thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and bye bye now.